Greetings, everyone. We'll now look at Gosei Sensei Dairanger. Now continues on with the heroes are stark naked. Zealand continues to attack the Giant Rangers, slashing through them, stating for them to be gone and not forget what Kaku told them. But Ryo becomes anchored and uses lightning blade destruction and a key fire attack, knocking him down. Angered, Zealand uses a growth bomb, making Ryo Ranger state that this is his true nature as he begins to attack the city. Five-star mythical key beasts inform Daireno, facing down the warrior as he uses the key power tower, making him realize that this is a key tower for the planet similar to the previous Yo power tower, making them wonder what they're doing. Zilla keeps attacking with the key of the tower, forcing Ryu to finish it in one stroke, fighting with the Great King's sword even against Kaku's wishes, and fighting with the Storm and Stress finisher, killing Zilong. The warrior calls for his general as he shrinks down and tries to go to Kaku before falling. Kaku tells him, hang on, hang in there as the other Giant Rangers approach. Getting his stern scars yelling, apologizes about all that happened due to his incompetence, and he states in his final words to lead the Gorma to the right path by his hands before fading away. Saddened by Zilong's death, Kaku turns towards the Giant Rangers and yells at them for interfering, throwing out the ropes and making the Giant Rangers scream. Dago states he was out of control, but the Master states he wouldn't have been if the team never interfered. Ryo asks Kaku who he really is, making him stop his Yo attack, announcing he is a Gorma, shocking the team. He explains that 6,000 years ago, when the war began, he was against the battle, but they never listened to him, giving him no choice but to join the Dai. Kaku had lived as a Dai since then, but there are some Gorma who share his beliefs, which included the now deceased Zilong. Turning to the key tower, he places it in the ground in anger. Picasso states he didn't know about this, while Shoji states he placed those towers in strange places. Master Kaku states this was none of their concern, and that, once again, the Dairanger team are disbanded. Rin and Ryo turn against this, Ryo stating they had faith in him and he can't just tell him to split up without telling them why. Ko and Kamui approach, revealing he had taken their lilac jewels and a Kiba changer. Further angering Ryo, Kaku states they also turn their lilac jewels and aura changers. Shoji states this measure is too extreme, as the Master states if the Dairanger team are finished, then they will no longer need to transform or use their mythical key beasts. Wondering if they are still refusing, he says to fight them next day at Jigoku Field, forcing them to think about it until then and to bring the lilac jewels and aura changers before leaving. At Rin's apartment, Shoji wonders how it's ridiculous that Kaku was a Gorma. Kazu wonders if they're going to give their lilac jewels and aura changers up. Shoji states he won't, but Ryo states Kaku is making a point. This will prevent the Gorma from attacking again, but Shoji counters that the Gorma won't change, and their leader remains Shadam and Gara. Kazu adding those two can't be trusted. Shoji then asks if Ryo will really trust Master Kaku. The Ranger says he does, even if he's Gorma. We saw Master Kaku and he'll listen to anything from him. Angered, Shoji tells them to give them back, but calls Ryo an obedient child. Drawing his eye until Rin intervenes, stating she wants to trust him too, but there are too many unanswered questions, such as the antenna and why Kaku won't return. Even the Dairanger team are disbanded. Shoji flat out states Kaku is a Gorma and the team has been tricked by him and betrayed by their master. Outside, Ryo shows anger as Rin watches over him. Ryo says his father was also a traitor, but wonders how Kaku could do the exact same thing, and is the one to believe it. Inside, Kazu asks Shoji if he's crying, but he tells Kazu to keep quiet. Says he wants to believe in Kaku, but sees Kaku as an idiot. All of Stego watches silently. At the Gorma Palace, Kaku meditates quietly. At noon the next day, the Daimers arrive at Jigoku Field, where Master Kaku approaches them, asking once again about giving up their lilac jewels and aura changers. Ryo asks for why the team has to give up their weapons even when they disband. Shoji says they can't trust the Gorma, and Kazu asks once again about the antenna, when Ren wonders why he won't return, as Daigo stating they'll listen to him if they did. As Kaku states their questions are pointless, Ryo pleads for the Master charges, attacking the team with a speed attack from a fiery wind blast towards them, throwing them to the ground. Shoji and Ren keep asking why he's doing this, but the team keeps being attacked. Ryo charges but is grabbed by Yo Whip and thrown around to the ground. With Shoji stating it's unforgivable that he's doing this even if he's their master, the team finally transforms to defend themselves. The two sides prepare to fight as the Gorma triumvirate appear to watch. Shonom calling this another stupid family squabble, but Zaido's claiming this will be fun. Gar adding that if Kaku dies, Shonom will become the leader of the Gorma tribe. Calling for attack, Ryo begins to attack but is deflected away, firing a blade's destruction until it's stopped by a blade's reversal. Kazu tries to shoot Kaku and is thrown down while Tenma Ranger tries the gravity inverse destruction, but struck by an inversion reversal, throwing him into the sky before being thrown down. Dago tries to miss hiding Phantom Yamanori line, but Kaku uses an illusion reversal. Orin tries to fail with a straight tornado due to a tornado reversal. Kaku wonders if any attacks can work on him before using his great Yo power, attacking him no spirits before moving towards them. The team pleads, but Byakushoken flies towards him, the master stopping with his power as Ko and Kamiya rush to them. The duo telling them to keep trying. Ryuranger summons the super key power bazooka while apologizing to her master, but he takes a blow, knocking him down. We're saying they didn't want to do this, and Ryo apologizing. Slowly standing, Kaku says that they did think they defeated him. Some of the power of the towers of key power and Yo power, the two active and fly towards Master Kaku, starting the team with the Gorma triumvirate as he fuses ki and Yo powers, causing a massive earthquake and lightning strike that overwhelms the Dire Rangers, forcing them to transform and fly to the ground. As the team falls, the triumvirate run away in anger. However, still motivated to fight, Ryo slowly stands up and staggers through the water towards Kaku, grabbing him. He asks why he's doing it, but the master punches him and knocks him down. Ko and Kamiya try to run to them but are stopped by a stare by the Gorma warrior. Later, Ko watches over Ryo as Kamiya watches the other Giant Rangers in the field. As they come to, Ryo notices Ko as the boy reveals he took all their Lily Jewels and Aura Changers. Realizing the team discovered the transformation device and the Lily Jewels are gone. Kazu yells he can't do this to them as Ryo calls out to the master one last time in anger. Oh boy. So overall, I say this episode is pretty darn intense, and yeah, I'm wondering how the Rangers are gonna get their Light Jewels and Aura Changers back, so yeah. So overall I give the heroes are stark naked 5 Megazords out of 5. But in 2 minutes as we take the next episode, The Amazing Truth. So until then, in the words of Zordon, may the power protect you.